Brendan Keefe shows you how the richest county in Georgia is now facing its racist past.
It is hidden in a narrow patch of forest between rows of $500,000 homes. Even looking straight down, nothing betrays the mystery of what lies beneath. These tombstones are all that's left of the old Black Baptist Church at Stony Point. Look closely at the dates. Why do they all end before 1912? This is not evidence of promises broken, but of loved ones kept away, because the men, women, and children buried here were the only black residents of Forsyth County, Georgia, for nearly all of the 20th century.
All of the Negro people had to leave. There was knocking on the door, and they were told to get out.
Elon Osby heard the story directly from her own mother, Willie Mae Bagley, just a 2-year-old back in 1912 when the Night Riders came to their home and so many others in Forsyth County.
Can you imagine the fear that they would have felt?
William and Ida Bagley paid taxes on 60 acres they owned in 1912. We could find no record of any sale in the county courthouse except those of white men later selling parcels of the Bagleys' land.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you see the clip. Google a book first so you can find it on Amazon. For all the people who like to say, but my family didn't own slaves, when we have these reparations discussions, so my family migrated here and this, that, and the third. You never ask the other question, though, because slavery seems to be too far back. That's no problem. Has your family ever stolen land, though? See, I come from a family who the land was stolen. I've heard other YouTubers that are black talk about how their family's land was stolen. And if you look online, you'll see people, talk about, that are not black, that are white, who would say things like, oh, how did we get so much land? The truth of the story is my grandfather wound up telling me that, my grandfather or great-grandfather, because a certain time was like the Wild Wild West, they just killed their neighbors and took the land, and nobody was going to say anything. See, killing the neighbors doesn't really work like that if you got white neighbors. But if you got black neighbors and you had black neighbors during Jim Crow or even a little bit after, not a big deal. Not a big deal whatsoever. So nobody asked the question, did your family get wealth from land? Or did your family steal a person's business? Or did your family steal a person's patent? You get what I'm saying? Like, we never ask these questions, or people never want these questions asked, because it's like, well, because the same way people will tell you, let's get over slavery, they tell you, let's get over, let's get over our family stealing your family's land. And, that was a long time ago. There's no bill of sale. There's just one person owned it, and then these other people owned it, and it was never sold. And the people that owned it initially was black, and the people that owned it after that was white. And then they sold some of the property off, like they was talking about with this. Same thing happened, with people's businesses. Oh, we forget about that. It wasn't just eminent domain and, blockbusting and running freeways and highways through black neighborhoods and business districts. It wasn't just that. It was also, oh man, such and such has this great idea. I'm going to steal it. Like, nobody ever questions, how do potato chip companies own so much? But ironically, a black man invented the potato chip. But somehow, black man's family doesn't get a dime from that. All these other families do. you can make a true story about the Hispanic guy that put chili powder on on Cheetos, and now he got an executive position, because of the flaming hot Cheeto. But nobody asked the questions. What about the black man that that created the potato chip? What about his family? See, we like to play these games and you know jump around reality. That's why we have the Jack Daniel nearest thing, which, by the way, I don't mean to be disrespectful. You got to understand the lady that does the nearest thing, the black lady, she's not even a relative of his. They just basically, she has a company and she basically gets to a black woman, AKA black person, gets the benefit off of Jack Daniels stealing a black man's recipe because, hey, he couldn't profit off of it like that because he was black. Look at even at this current juncture, how black farmers were supposed to get reparations and then they spread it out to everybody, but then they jammed up black farmers. So you need all of this paperwork to prove this and that, but they can pay white people that are farmers just fine and then overpay the white people and underpay the black people who were actually systematically left out by the government. Ain't that interesting? And those same families, those white families who benefited from that, oh, we worked hard and you don't understand. We saw blood, sweat, and tears. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure it is, sure it is. Yeah, you want me to believe that, but it's not a believable story. You know, not to mention, we got to go there. Does anybody want to say something about the whole hip hop debate besides Tariq Nasheed? All these people who are benefactors and benefiters, and then they go, this is an American culture. No, it's not. No, it's not. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is what if your family didn't own slaves, but your family sure does benefit off of other forms of black people's hard work, labor, and ingenuity. Somehow we just I didn't even think of that. Yeah, conveniently, huh? Very convenient, don't you think? The black lady's family who created the home security system. I don't think she gets the money she should. Now I'm not too sure about the black lady that invented LASIK because that's current, but the brother that that created the cell phone, don't think he gets what he's supposed to get. Just in my opinion. The brother that created the video game system. Oh, what? Yeah, yep. I don't think his family's getting what they supposed to get. But we just supposed to skip over that, right? Because yeah, by golly, we're Americans together. Yeah, whatever. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna say it to you.